Today we will discuss some questions and answers about the basic networking. So first question is, what is a network? Network is a collection of computers, servers, mainframes, network devices or other devices connected to one another, allowing data to be shared and communicated between them. Network can be classified based on their size, topologies, and the type of technology used, such as local area network, wide area network, and another. Uh, Networks enables efficient communication, resources sharing, and can be as simple as connecting two computers or and complex as the internet. The second question is, what is the difference between LAN and WAN? The primary difference between LAN and WAN lies in the geographical area they covered and their uses. First, we will discuss about the LAN. LAN stands for local area network. So, LAN is a network that is confined to a small geographical area, such as a single building, office, or campus. It is typically provide a high data transfer rate and low latency. Uh, LAN devices connected in a LAN are often linked through the Ethernet cables or Wi-Fi. LANs are usually owned, controlled, and maintained by the single organization or individual. Now we will discuss about the WAN. So WAN stands for Wide Area Network. So WAN spans a much area, geographical area, often covering cities, countries, and even continents. It generally has a lower data transfer rate as compared to the LAN due to the larger distance covered. WAN are typically used to connect multiple LANs together. WAN can be owned and maintained by multiple organizations and often rely on third-party service provider for connectivity. Next question is, what is an IP address? So an IP address is a unique identifier assigned to each device connected to a network that use the internet protocol for communication. It allows devices like computers, smartphones, and servers to communicate with each other over the internet by identifying the device's location and routing the uh, data to the correct destination. There are two parts of IP addresses. So one is IPv4 and second one is IPv6. In IPv4, it is a 32-bit IP address represented in a decimal format, and in IPv6, it is a 128-bit address represented in a hexadecimal format. These are the examples of IPv4 and IPv6. 192.168.1.1, it is an example of IPv4, and remaining is example of IPv4. The next question is, what is a subnet mask? So subnet mask is a 32-bit number used in a IPv4 network to divide the IP addresses into two parts, the network portion and the host portion. The subnet mask helps determine which part of a IP address identifies the network and which part identifies the host on that network. Suppose we take one example. If we have an IP address 192.168.1.10 with the subnet masks of 255.255.255.0. The first three section of numbers means 255.255.255. It's represent the network part, and the uh, next means the last part is dot zero determines the host uh, within that networks. Next question is, what is the DNS? So DNS stands for domain name system, is a system that translate human friendly domain names like www.example.com into IP address like 192.0.2.1, which computers use to identify each other on the network. Since people find it easier to remember domain names than IP addresses, DNS act as a phone book of the internet, covering the domain name to its corresponding IP addresses so that data can be routed to the correct destination. Next question is, what is DSCP? DSCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Is a network management protocol used to automatically assign IP addresses and other network configuration settings like subnet masks and default gateway to a device on a network. Instead of manually configuring each device, DSCP automates the process, making network setup much easier. When a device such as a computer or smartphone connect to the network, it sends a request to the DSCP server, which then assign a available IP address to the device from a predefined range called as a pool. This allows the device to communicate on the network without the need for manual configuration. Next question is, what is a computer? What is a router? So router is a networking device that forward data packets between computer networks. It connects different networks and route that data for one network to another network, ensuring that information is sent to the correct destination. Router use IP address to determine the best path for data transfer. Next question is, what is a switch? So switch is a networking device that connect device within a local area network and manage the data transfer between them. Unlike a router which connects different networks, a switch operate and data link layer, that is a layer 2 on OSI model, focusing on a facilitating communication between devices on the same network. Switches work on MAC address, so your data sent to the correct destination with the help of a MAC address table. Next question is, what is a firewall? So firewall is a network security device for software that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules. Its primary purpose is to create a barrier network, a trusted internal network, and untrusted external network, such as a internet, to prevent unauthorized access, cyber attacks, and data breaches. Next question is, what is a NAT? So NAT stands for Network Address Translation. Is a networking technique used to translate the private IP address of a device within a local area network to a single public IP address. Before data is sent over the internet, this process allows multiple devices on a a private network to share a single public IP address, converting the limited number of available IP addresses and enhance security by hiding internal IP address from the external network. Next question is, what is a NAT? So, oh sorry, what is a VPN? So VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. Uh, it is a technology that create a secure and encrypted connection over a less secure network such as the internet. It allows use to send and receive data as if their device were difficult uh, directly connected to the private network. VPN are commonly used to enhance privacy and security while browsing the internet, accessing remote servers, or connecting to the company network from the remote location. Next question is, what is the OSI model? The OSI stands for Open System Interconnection Model. Is a conceptual framework used to understand and implement network protocol in 7 layers. Such each layer of a OSI model has specific function and responsibility that helps standardization communication process between different system and devices on the network. The OSI model was developed by the International Organization for Standardization. The 7 layers of OSI model are, first layer is a physical layer, the second one is data link layer, third one is a network layer, fourth one is a, transport layer, fifth one is a session layer, sixth one is a presentation layer, seven one is a application layer. Next question is, what is a MAC address? So MAC address is a unique identifier assigned to network interface card for communication on a physical network segment. It is used to identify device within a local area network and operate at the data link layer for of the OSI model. Each MAC address is a hard code into NIC by the uh, manufacturer, by making it unique to the device. Next question is, what is a TCP? So TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, is one of the main protocol of the network protocol suite used to reliable data transmission over the network. It ensures that data is delivered accurately and in the correct order between devices on the network, making uh, essential for application that require generated delivery such as web browsing, email and file transfers. Next question is, what is UDP? UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. Is one of the core protocol of the internet protocol suite you use for transferring data over the internet. Unlike TCP, means transmission control protocol, UDP is a connectionless protocol that does not guarantee the delivery of the packet, making it faster and more efficient for application that can tolerate some data loss. Next question is, what is a network topology? So network topology refers to the arrangement or layout of a different element, that is link, nodes, etc. In a computer network, it defines how various devices such as computers, switches, routers, and other network are interconnected and how data flow within the network. Understanding network topology is essential for designing, implementing, and troubleshooting network effectively. Those are the topologies like star, ring, mesh, and bus. Next question is, what is a bandwidth? So bandwidth is a maximum rate as which data can be transmitted over the network connection in given amount of time, usually measured in a bit per second. Typically measured in bit per the second. It indicates how much data can be transmitted over the network in specific period and is a crucial factor in determining network performance and speed. Next question is, what is latency? So latency refers to the time delay experience in a network when data is transmitted from one point to another. It is often measured in milliseconds, and it is a critical factor in determining the performance and responsibility of a network. Latency can affect various applications, particularly those that required real-time communication, such as video conferencing or online gaming and voice over internet protocol. Next question is, what is a packet switching? So packet switching is a method of data transmission in which data is broken down into smaller, manageable packet before being sent over a network. Each packet is then transmitted independently and can take different paths to reach the destination. Once all packets arrive, they are reassembled into the original message. This approach is fundamental on the operation of the internet and many other digital communication system. Next question is, what is circuit switching? So circuit switching is a method of communication in which a dedicated communication path or circuit is established between two parties for the duration of their conversation or data transfer. This method is commonly used in a traditional telephone network where a dedicated line is created for the entire call, ensuring a constant and reliable connection. What is a gateway? A gateway is a network node that serves as an access point to another network, often acting as a gate between different networks that use different protocol. It facilitates communication between networks by translating protocols, data formats, and addressing scheme, allowing a device on one network to communicate with device to another network. Next question is, what is an endpoint? So endpoint refers to any device or node that is connected to the network and is capable of sending or receiving data. In the context of computer network, endpoint can include a wide variety of devices such as a computer, mobile phones, tablet, servers, Internet of Things devices, and even application can communicate over the network. Next question is what is an VLAN? So VLAN stands for Virtual Local Area Network. Is a logical grouping of devices on one or more physical networks, allowing them to communicate as if they were one the same local networks, regardless of their actual physical location. VLAN are used to segment networks for various reasons, including improved performance, enhanced security, and simplifies management. What is a network interface card? Means NIC. So network interface card is a hardware component that allow a device such as a computer, server, or other network device to connect to a network. The NIC serves as a interface between the device and the network, enabling communication over wire or wireless connections. Next question is what is a proxy server? So proxy server is an intermediary server that sits between a client and another server. It acts as a gateway for a request from client seeking resources from other servers by forwarding client request to the destination server and returning the server response back to the client. A proxy server can enhance security, improve performance, and control use access to the internet. Next question is what is a QoS? QoS stands for quality of services. It's refer to the overall performance of a network and its ability to provide a consistent and reliable experience for users. QoS is a particularly important for application that requires a certain level of performance such as voice over IP, video conferencing, online gaming, and streaming media. It ensures that critical application receives the necessary bandwidth and low latency, even when the network is concerted. Next question is what is a subnet? The subnet is a short form of a subnetwork. Is a small network called for a large network. Allow for better organization management and efficient use for IP addresses. Subnetting divides a single network into multiple subnetworks, enabling effective routing and traffic management within a large network. What is ICMP? ICMP stands for Internet Control Message Protocol. Is a network protocol used to send an error message and operational information about the network communication. ICMP is primarily used for a diagnostic and control purpose, helping to manage and troubleshoot issues within a IP network. It operates at the network layer on a OSI model. Next question is what is a network protocol? A network protocol is a set of rules and convention that define how data is transmitted and received over a network. These protocols govern various aspects of a network communication, including how devices communicate with each other, how data is formatted, and how errors are handled. Network protocol as essential for enabling different device and application to work together seamlessly across a network. What is a network protocol? A network protocol is a set of rules and convention that define how data is transmitted and received over the network. These protocols govern various aspects of a network communication, including how the device communicate with each other, how data is formatted, and how errors are handled. Network protocol are essential for enabling different devices and application to work together seamlessly across the network. What is an ARP? ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. Is a network protocol used to map an IP protocol address for a physical address or on a local area network. ARP is essential for enabling communication within a network as a device need to know the MAC address for a target device to send the data frames at the data link layer. Next question is what is a broadcast domain? So broadcast domains is a logical division of a computer network in which all devices can receive broadcast messages from any other devices within the same domain. In similar term, a broadcast domain is a set of all the devices on the network segment that hear all broadcast messages sent on that segment. Broadcast domains are typically defined by router which do not forward the broadcast messages to other segments, thus limiting the scope of broadcast traffic. The next question is what is a collision domain? So collision domain is a network segment where data packets can collide with one another while being sent over a shared medium. In similar term, a collision domain is a network area in which two or more devices attempt to send data at the same time, leading to the collision of the data packets. This situation typically occur in a network that use a courier sense multiple access with the collision detection, like a transition Ethernet network. Next question is what is a port in a networking? A In a networking, port is virtual endpoint of a communication that allow different application or services to connect and communicate over a network. Each port is identified by a unique number, which can range from 0 to 65535. Port are crucial for distinguishing between different type of traffic and directing data to the correct application on the device. Next question is what is the handshake in networking? So handshake is a process used to establish a connection between two devices. For example, the TCP/IP, the three-way handshake means there is having some messages like sync act is used to establish a reliable connections. Uh, this protocol ensures that both devices agree on certain parameters of the communication, enable reliable and organize the exchange. Handshakes are commonly used to various network protocol, including TCP, to establish and maintain the secure communication channel. Next question is what is an access point? The access point is a networking device that allow wireless device to connect to the wired networking using Wi-Fi or other standard. It serves as a bridge between wired and wireless networks, enabling communication between devices like laptops, smartphone, and tablets. The main network access point are commonly used to in homes, offices, schools, and public space to extend network coverage and provide internet access to multiple users. Next question is what is a network cable? A network cable is a type of cable used to connect device within a network, enabling with the communicate and share data. These cable are essential for uh, establishing wire connection between computers, routers, switches, and other networking hardware. There are various type of network cables. is designed for specific purposes and environments. What is a loopback address? So loopback address is a special IP address that is used to test the network communication on a local machine. Uh, the loopback address allows the device to send and receive a network traffic to itself without the need of an external network interface. It is a primarily used to diagnostic and testing purpose to ensure that the networking stack is functioning correctly. Uh, the next question is, what is the network address translation NAT? So NAT is a technique used to networking to modify the IP address information in the header to of a data packets as they pass through the router for firewall. Uh, NAT allow multiple devices on a local network to share a single public IP address when accessing the internet. This is particularly useful for conserving the limited number of available public IP addresses. The next question is, what is the network topology diagram? The network topology diagram is usually a representation of a physical or logical layout of the network, showing the connections between devices and how data flow through the network. What is a ping test? The ping test is a network diagnostic tool used to check the availability and response time of the network device by sending ICMP echo request and measuring the time it takes for the response to return. The next question is, what is the network bridge? A network bridge is a device that connect two or more network segment, allowing them to function as a single network. It operates an a data link layer of the OSI model, and it's used to improve network performance and segmentation by reducing collision domain and managing traffic between different segments. Our next question is, what is the DSCP lease? The DSCP lease is a temporary assignment of an IP address to, to a device by a DSCP server. The lease has a expiration uh, time after which the IP address may be reassigned. Next question is, what is a network intrusion detection system? A network intrusion detection system is a security tool used for to monitor and traffic for the suspicious activities and potential threat. The primary goal of an IDS is to identify and respond to the malicious activities or policy violation which a network the plays a critical role in a network security by detecting unauthorized access attack and various types of threats. What is a demilitated zone? A demilitated demilitarized zone is a networking refers to a physical or logical subnet that contains the exposed or organization external facing services to a large untrusted network, usually the internet. The DMZ act as a buffer zone between the untrusted external network and the trusted internal network, providing an additional layer of security to protect the sensitive internal resources for external threats. Next question is, what is an IP packet? The IP packet is a formatted unit of a data that is transmitted over an internet protocol network. It is the basic unit of communication used in networking and essential for the routing and delivery of the data devices on a network. The IP packets is encapsulated data for the higher layer protocols such as a TCP or UDP, along with essential control information. The next question is, what is a MAC address table? A MAC address table is also known as a content addressable memories table. It is a database contained by network switches to keep track of the MAC addresses of the device connected to each of its port. This table plays a crucial role in a switching process, allowing the switch to definitely forward the frame to the correct destination. Next question is, what is a network segment? A network segment is a portion of an computer network that is physically or logically separated from other part of the network segmentation. Segmentation helps to enhance performance and security by controlling traffic flow, minimizing collisions, and isolating network issues. Next question is, what is a TTL? Means time to live value in a networking. The TTL is a field in a header of IP packets that specifies the maximum duration or hopes that a packet is allowed to exist in a network before being discarded. It is primarily used to prevent packets from circulating identically in a network due to the routing loop or other issues. Next question is, what is a network simulation tool? A network simulation tool is a software used to model and analyze network behavior and performance under various conditions such as a Cisco Packet Tracer or GNS. Next question is, what is a broadcast storm? Broadcast storm occurs where there is a extensive broadcast traffic on a network which can overwhelm network device and degrade performance. It is often caused by network loops or misconfigured devices.